At the end of the 17th century, the European world was convinced of one thing. The Maya civilization belonged to the past. Their great cities had long been swallowed by the jungle, their temples reduced to ruins, and their people absorbed into conquered lands. In the chronicles of the time, the Maya were already considered extinct. But this belief was dangerously wrong. Deep in the heart of Central America, in the remote region of Petén, there existed a city that contradicted this narrative. It did not appear on most maps, and its name was spoken cautiously. The city was called Tayasal. It stood on an island in the middle of Lake Petén Itzá, an almost perfect defensive position, surrounded by water and dense jungle. For the Spanish Empire, it was the last unclaimed space on a continent they believed they controlled. Here ruled Kan Ekʼ, the last independent king of the Maya. He inherited power in a world where open war with a European empire meant annihilation. Kan Ekʼ understood that direct resistance would destroy not only the city, but the memory of his people. Instead, he chose a strategy that looked like submission, but was in fact survival. When Spanish missionaries first arrived in Tayasal, they were not met with hostility. They were allowed into the city, permitted to preach, to erect crosses, and to speak of the Christian God. From the outside, it appeared that the Maya were beginning to convert. The Spaniards left convinced that the final stronghold of resistance would soon collapse on its own. But inside the city, nothing had truly changed. The temples still functioned. Priests continued to calculate time using the sacred calendar, tracking the movements of the sun, moon, and planets. Rituals were performed in secrecy, at night, beyond the eyes of outsiders. For the Maya, religion was not merely belief, it was a structure of time itself, the foundation of their worldview and the source of political authority. Decades passed. The Spanish Empire expanded, aged, and struggled through wars and crises in Europe. Tayasal remained free. Military expeditions failed again and again. Soldiers died from disease, vanished in the jungle, or were unable to reach the island. The lake became a natural fortress, and local knowledge a weapon the empire could not take away. To the Spanish, Tayasal became a symbol of stubborn resistance. It was spoken of as a city that refused to yield. A city that seemed to exist outside of time. In 1697, a final decision was made. The Spaniards returned not with missionaries, but with artillery. Cannons, technology the Maya could not counter, were dragged to the shores of the lake. The first shot marked the moment when the ancient world collided with the modern one. Stone cannonballs tore into temple walls that had stood for centuries, built long before Europe even knew these lands existed. Fire and smoke rose above the island. For the people of Tayasal, this was not merely a military defeat, it was the destruction of sacred space, the center of their universe. The resistance was fierce. The Maya fought for every street, every house. But the outcome was inevitable. By the end of the assault, the city had fallen. Spanish forces entered Tayasal and declared it conquered. Kan Ekʼ was never found. Historical records offer no clear answer to his fate. He may have been captured and died in captivity. He may have disappeared into the jungle with the priests. His vanishing became a symbol, the end of independent Maya rule. After the fall, temples were destroyed, sacred texts burned, traditions forbidden. From the empire's perspective, the Maya civilization had finally ceased to exist. History, however, chose a different path. The Maya did not disappear. They adapted. Their language, rituals, and calendar survived in hidden forms. Today, millions of Maya descendants still live across Central America, preserving fragments of a culture that endured conquest. Tayasal was not the end. It was the final chapter of an era, a reminder that even in the face of an empire, a civilization can resist not through weapons, but through memory and time itself.